Okay, he's responsible for a lot of things, but he's not responsible. He's also taking orders from somebody a higher up.
Come on, Blazer.
It's a beat for me.
Wow, 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 wow. For your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we live.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Voodoo Doll TV back with a quick little juice or whatever the case may be. And this Diddy thing keeps going and going and going and going all the way to the point where it's actually spilling over into other people, and it is getting crazy. Now listen, ever since Cassie came out with her lawsuit against Diddy, things have been unraveling insanely. Diddy's manager was sued. Then we had Aaron Hall, who we'll talk about a little bit later in this video. And now it has even gone to Uncle Luke. Also, as it pertains to Aaron Hall, his baby mama has come out to say not only Aaron Hall, but Uncle Luke has done some things and groomed and all this stuff too, child. And I'm over here saying, like, what is going on? But, you know, I just want to say this. There's a thing called celebrity worship. And before we get into that, because I want to touch on that really quickly, I just want to say this to everybody out here listening. I know there's a lot of people, you know, Diddy isn't one of the faves, and I get that. Diddy is not a favorite. So when allegations like these come along, people are already ready to just go, yup, he did it. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying he did or he didn't. These are all allegations. Everything in this video are alleged. However, I don't want us to lose sight of the fact that, like I said in my previous videos, if you think Diddy and people like Diddy are the only ones that are doing bad things in this industry to be successful, then you are sadly mistaken. All of your faves have done something or seen something or been a part of something or turned their blind eye to something to be where they are. This industry does not allow good people in it. If there were really good people in the industry, if you really believe that was true, how is it that every time one of these people come out, any victims come out and say anything happened, they're always talking about how there were more than one parties partaking in this or participating or helping or turning a blind eye? You cannot be in this industry. I do not care who you are, who your fave is. You cannot be in this industry and not be a part of the bull. And that's just facts. I know a lot of you won't believe it. When I did my Will Smith video, y'all still under the comments windmilling. Go ahead, windmill till your arms fall out of socket. But I said what I said. Y'all can sit up here and believe that these celebrities are your friends or these are inherently good people because they get up there and they say, oh, thank you, God, and da-da-da. Y'all can do that all you want. But y'all are going to be sadly mistaken. We are already in the age of Aquarius. There's going to be a lot of things exposed. And to the people who just want to turn a blind eye simply because it's their faves, you guys are going to be under a rude awakening. And honestly, you just get what you deserve at this point. But nevertheless, let's get into this celebrity worship syndrome before we get into Diddy. And the reason I'm putting this in this video is because there are a lot of people out here in this industry or in the world for that matter that don't even realize that they're worshiping celebrities. Y'all don't. Y'all really don't. And I say it every time I get on this doggone platform, I do not like celebrities. I don't like celebrities because I know that they're basically signing up to sell you, to harvest your energy, to sell your emotions, to sell you emotions. Like, y'all don't even get it. And even if you look at this video I'm playing in the background right now, every single one of your faves, somebody's fave is in this video. We all know what the rumors are of the things that happen at Diddy parties, and all of your faves are there. You don't think they know about any of this stuff, yet they still go? Mind you, I heard a lot of stuff from men talking about, oh, this is a money grab from Cassie. She's just trying to grab some money. They got grown men who ain't say nothing. If a grown man can't say nothing, why would it be incumbent upon Cassie to be like this brave macho man to stand up girl by? Anyway, let's get into celebrity worship syndrome, since a lot of y'all don't understand what that is. Let's get into it.
Do you know that people who worship celebrities, it's actually found that that is a mental illness? It's called celebrity worship syndrome. And it's not surprising, but these are all of the things that celebrity worship syndrome causes. And there are 3 types of celebrity worship syndrome. There is entertainment social, there is intense personal, and there is borderline pathological. Celebrity worship syndrome is obsessive addictive disorder. And this is when somebody is obsessed with the celebrity, either creating a fan page about them or fighting in the comments trying to defend them on social media, or acting like meeting their celebrity is one of the biggest accomplishments they will ever make in their life. First part of celebrity worship syndrome is the entertainment social aspect of it. This is the lowest level of the celebrity worship. And this is just where somebody thinks it's fun to follow their favorite celebrity on social media, to talk about them with their friends. This is the healthiest part of this syndrome. And this is the stage that everybody in their life goes through. We all have our favorite celebrities and our favorite actors that we love seeing in TV shows. And the group's personality profile, the people that engage in the entertainment social aspect of it, are more outgoing, lively, and optimistic. And then we continue going down the iceberg to the intense personal level. And this is the intermediate level of celebrity worship, labeled intense personal. And it was characterized by having intense and obsessive feelings about celebrities, such as believing that a particular pop star was their soulmate. And researchers found that this specific group of individuals were more moody and emotional, and that it was linked to poor mental health. And then we have the borderline pathological. And these people will do anything to just get a glimpse of their favorite celebrity. They will purchase thousands of dollars in their favorite celebrity memorabilia just to feel closer to that celebrity. I have encountered many of these borderline pathological fans. Anytime I talk about Ariana Grande or a very popular pop star, I get death threats in my DMs. Social media is a very interesting and scary world when dealing with crazed fans. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.
So now you guys just heard what the lady said. And like I said, a lot of your faves are in this video right here on the screen. And there are a lot of people, if I brought up Mary J, they'd be like, not Mary, not Mary. Or if I brought up Chris Brown, not Chris Brown, not Chris Brown. It doesn't matter the name. It doesn't matter who it is. There are people who just refuse to believe that these people are just as bad, if not some of them worse than Diddy. And that's just the facts. Now, if you listen to the lady, I believe her name is Sloan. She is a psychic medium, or a medium psychic, or just a medium. Either way, a person who talks to the unalived, okay? And she had been speaking to Kim Porter, and Kim Porter was basically saying, like, you know, this is gonna be a trickle down effect. The Cassie thing is gonna be one thing, and then there's gonna be other things to follow. And we are actually seeing that play out in real time. Take a look at a piece of what she got from Kim Porter, and then we'll get right into this video.
Okay, he's responsible for a lot of things, but he's not responsible. He's also taking orders from somebody a higher up.
I like when you like this, Daddy. Daddy, I like when you scrambling and scraping for shit. I like that.
Walked in to get approval on some paperwork, see. And when she walked in, the door wasn't locked, so she didn't think twice about just walking in. And when she walked in, she saw Christopher Williams performing fellatio on Puff.
All right, so now that you guys have heard those couple clips, we have Gene Deal. He is the ex-bodyguard of Puffy, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, whatever you want to call him, Brother Love, whatever his name is these days and times. Nevertheless, he's confirming a lot of the things that he saw with Cassie. In other interviews, he's also confirming that basically, you know, a lot of things that went on with Tupac and the unaliving of him, Biggie, and all these other people, all those things actually took place according to this man. Now, I want to let y'all hear a couple of these clips, and then we're going to jump right into some other things. Let's get into it.
This rapper and him, they all in the room together. You know, it's Sarah, the girl, Puff, and this dude, this rapper. So I'm here at the door and stuff like that. Like, yeah. So then next thing you know, somebody rang the doorbell. We had the presidential suite where we was at. So I opened the door and the dude said, yo, I'm here for my cousin. I said, who your cousin? And he said, Ja Rule. I said, well, he busy right now. He said, he busy doing what? I said, he with Puff. They're in the room, they busy, they don't want to be bothered. He said, well, I'm going in there. I said, bro, you ain't going in there because he told me they don't want nobody to be bothering them. He was like, yo, I don't care, man. I'm going in there. That bullshit like that. I said, yo, bro, Jesus Christ had to come down here and take the air out of my body before you get in that room right there. Watch. He tried to bum rush me. I grabbed him and threw him against the piano. When I threw him into the piano, Puff and Ja Rule runs out the room. Puff got his towel, Ja grabbing his towel, but they butt the naked. And so then Ja was like, yo, what's going on? Yo, Jay, that's my cousin. He know me well. You know, and Puff was like, yo, Jay, what happened? I said, he tried to get in the room. I told him he couldn't get in the room. And he was like, Puff looked at Ja. He said, yo, Ja said, you ain't want to go in that room because there's a lot of freaking going on.
Depend on me for their livelihoods. If these white folks thought or they would think that I had anything to do with any kind of gunplay, they wasn't gonna fuck with me, and they not gonna fuck with me. He said, I'm a businessman. I'm about making money, but something gotta change. I don't give a fuck if Pac gotta die, Big gotta die, or Suge Knight go to jail. Something's gotta change. And he took upstairs, he turned around and walked back upstairs. And it didn't dawn on me what he said. And then my man looked at me and Bun was like, yo, that nigga said Big.
And looking at this lawsuit, right? And like you said, she did accuse him of abuse in this lawsuit, but she also accused him of in this lawsuit. How you feel about that?
Well, you know, he get the trafficking because he took her to different states and had her perform acts with different, you know, male and different people, sometimes against her will. You know, we look at this and we say, well, that was his girl and she did it on her own. She didn't have to. Man, you can't say that. That was a 19-year-old girl that what they call now groomed by an older man. And yes, she got some of the benefits of being with a billionaire, millionaire and everything like that. But it's just certain things that he did to groom her and put her into that position that she wanted to career. She wanted to do the music. She wanted to be a performer and all this stuff like that. He held all that shit over her head, bro.
So you guys heard a couple things that Diddy's ex-bodyguard had to say. And I want to say this. I am not one of these people to just completely dismiss the claims. I'm not saying it's true. I don't know. Like I said, everything in this video is alleged. However, some things look like it is what it is, and that's just what it is. So let's get into some other things. So he went on further to say a couple more things, and over there at the Neighborhood Talk, they picked it up. And this is what he has to say. It says, Diddy's former head of security, who Cassie says cried with her after witnessing abuse, speaks out. I seen it. I saw it, and I was involved with it for years. Now, remind you guys, I was telling you guys that y'all are asking for Cassie, or not y'all, but some people are asking for Cassie to have the strength of Superman when there are actually big grown men, security men, who didn't say anything until now. But let's get into it. So he goes on to say, this is not meant to be threats or snitching or anything like that against Cassie or Diddy or anyone else. This is me telling my truth as I truly remember it for two reasons only. First, because I have 4 daughters, so on all dues, my truth as I seen it, saw it, and was involved with it for years. So I guess he's over here saying, like most men who partake and witness a lot of BS that go on with women, it takes for them to have daughters for them to have a change of heart. It's just disgusting. Let's move on. He goes on to say, in January 2009, after Mr. Combs learned that Miss Ventura, that's Cassie, spoke to another music manager at a party in LA, he became enraged. She had hoped speaking to this manager would allow her to further grow her career and that Mr. Combs would be happy for her. But instead, he became extremely angry and pulled her out of the club where the party was taking place. In the car leaving the club, Mr. Combs beat Miss Ventura, pushing her into a corner of the vehicle and stomping on her face. Mr. Combs' security staff, Roger Bonds, tried to stop the beating, but was unable to de-escalate the situation. When the car arrived at Mr. Combs' residence, Miss Ventura attempted to run away, but Mr. Combs followed her and proceeded to again kick her in the face. Miss Ventura was bleeding profusely and was ushered into Mr. Combs' home, where she began to throw up from the violent assault. Upon recognizing the damage he had done and the physical evidence of his abuse, Mr. Combs panicked and forced his staff to bring Ms. Ventura to a hotel suite at the London Hotel in LA, where she was required to stay for a week. During this day, as her injuries from the beating healed, Ms. Ventura began to fully realize that Mr. Combs' tremendously loyal network not only knew about and witnessed his assault, but also that these witnesses were not willing to do anything meaningful to stop Mr. Combs' behavior. We just spoke about that. Then it goes on to say she recognized that she was powerless and that reporting Mr. Combs to authorities would not alter Mr. Combs' status or influence, but would merely give Mr. Combs another excuse to hurt her. Like I said before we move to the last slide, if grown men are afraid to speak up, why would any other people like Cassie be emboldened to just speak up in the midst of abuse? I never really quite got that. And then furthermore, as so-called men, why are men afraid to speak up during the time? Exactly. Because we all know money leads to power and power leads to basically a fear, not even respect of other people. But let's move on. He goes on to account another situation in 2015, and it says Ms. Ventura spoke to a popular music manager at an after party in a hotel suite in Las Vegas. Mr. Combs saw her speaking to this manager and sternly told her to step into the bedroom adjoining the suite. In the bedroom, Mr. Combs beat Miss Ventura severely. She ran from corner to corner of the room, trying to avoid Mr. Combs beating and kicking. When she tried to lock herself in the bathroom, he pushed through and punched and kicked her while she curled up under the toilet. Her screams were drowned out by the loud music playing in the outside area of the hotel suite. When Mr. Combs, head of security and assistant, saw Miss Ventura after the assault, they began to cry. Miss Ventura had 2 black eyes, a burst and bruised lip, and a huge welt on her forehead. This is disgusting. And like I said, not only him, but now that we're talking about Diddy, whatever he did, he should be held accountable for, period. Let's move on.
Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
You know, what are some things that you feel like I should look out for? You know, coming into the game. Like, you've been in the game for a long time, man.
Somebody's house for.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Stay away from that. Stay away from the take that mansion. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, stay away from that. All right. Second, they're laughing because they know it's true.
Yeah, I'm new, so I don't know.
Second, what I would tell you, and I mean, look, man.
Hold on. Walk out. He got a story.
I like when you like this, Daddy. Daddy, I like when you scrambling and scraping for shit. I like that.
So now that you guys have heard that, another victim has come out about Diddy. This is an old interview with Tasha K. Shout out to Tasha K. She interviewed this victim who basically says that she was alleged to have been a side chick of Diddy's, and she had an experience that she shared with Tasha K. As far as I guess this would be verbally and emotionally abusive. Y'all take a look at the clip. I'll come right back with some commentary.
Compare me to Cassie and tell me that I'm the bad one and she's the good one.
And he was with both of you guys at the same time.
Yeah. And at one point, like, I was breaking out really bad with acne, and he would be like, he said this a few times to me. He was like, baby, why don't you go see a doctor or something? I don't date women with bumps on their face.
Oh.
Yeah, he would say that to me.
Take a drink. Relax. Okay? I can tell this is bringing up a lot. We have some tissues. Thank you, Jasmine. Okay.
I don't know, y'all. I'm telling you, when it rains, it pours, and the internet doesn't forget anything. Now let's move on. Okay, so now we're at Aaron Hall. As we all know, Aaron Hall and Diddy right now are involved in a lawsuit from a woman from the 90s who's basically claiming that they both abused her and raped her as well. So they're already in that hot water. But now Aaron Hall's baby mother has spoken out about him, and she has some things to say. But before we get into that, listen to him explain how he met his baby mama. Y'all, this is disgusting. Trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. Take a listen.
I took her. Me and Gloria's cool. We got cool in 2 weeks. You feel me?
Gloria had tattooed Aaron's right above
In black, red, and green.
Right above her vagina.
Right above it with a parenthesis with an S.
Right.
Aaron's. Everybody knows I couldn't even really speak then. I had a speech impediment. I don't stutter anymore. So I just went there and just grabbed her hand and went inside the hotel.
So after that disgusting clip had resurfaced, Gloria decided to speak out, and this is what she had to say via Instagram. She says, I've experienced a lot in this industry and never spoke out because I didn't want to hurt anyone's career, even though they hurt me. The only reason why I spoke out about my son's father was because I had to protect my son from him. It wasn't about me. All my life I've heard, yeah, you was young, but look at you. Your body, you're beautiful. So our society blames the woman always. Look how you're dressed. Why did you go with him, etc. A young girl native looking up to an older man doesn't give him the right to take advantage of her. I believe these women who made claims about R. Kelly. I felt their pain. I couldn't stop the tears coming down my face while I watched. I'm happy women are finally speaking out. It's time. Now, this is Gloria Velez, who we just heard Aaron Hall say some very disgusting things about. This is the mother of his child. And note that she's giving more respect to him in this post than he is to her in that interview. But again, we have to be understanding that this was a young girl with an old man at the time. I believe she was 17, 18, or 19 or something like that. And Aaron was like 30 something, just like Diddy and Cassie. It's just kind of like uniform at this point, but there's more. Check this out. Now inserts Uncle Luke. So Gloria, while speaking about her baby daddy, somehow back in the 90s is claiming that Uncle Luke, who we all know from the 2 Live crew, and Aaron Hall were all hanging out together. And she's alleging that there was something going on, some grooming of some sorts. Let's just go to the post. Therefore, we can go from there and see what Uncle Luke had to say, because he definitely had a response. Check this out. In her post, she drops a picture of her school ID, and she says, if you don't think grooming is happening in this business, you're sadly mistaken. It started in 1994 with Luke and a few others in this business. I was in high school. And showing a picture of her high school ID, and this is South Florida 1993/94 teen clubs where the P's men scouted and groomed. It was their playground. Now, let me just say this before we move on. Outside of what this is, I'll say this. I started high school in 1997, and I will tell you, when I would come out of school gates as a freshman, 13, 14, there would be grown ass men sitting outside the gate scouting women. So that part, not in pertaining to Luke, but that part, as far as her saying that was their playground, she's absolutely correct. And I came in 97. My freshman year of high school was 1997. So I can corroborate that, yes, there were grown ass men grooming or looking for young women to groom in those 90s days. I'm just telling you my experience. Nothing to do with what she's claiming, but I'm just telling you my experience. So now, in reference to Uncle Luke, everybody knows that Uncle Luke and the 2 Live crew had gone through that whole parental advisory thing. I had some comments in my last video in my live when we were talking about who started this whole thing with parental advisory and the horrible things about black women in hip hop. And I just want to advise you guys that Uncle Luke, yes, was one of the pioneers for the raunchiness and the exploiting of women, but also, just so you guys know, NWA came out in 88, 89. So they would be the first ones. Neither here nor there. Listen, Uncle Luke was known to be raunchy. He was the first one to come out and say all these derogatory things in the South about women, and it was kind of catchy. I remember it being playing at parties and all that stuff. I remember also my parents wouldn't allow me to be up in there to listen to that type of stuff. You know what I mean? But ultimately, it did happen. Now, before we get into Uncle Luke's response, Uncle Luke has this video right here that I'm playing where he described Aaron Hall back in the day, and let's take a listen to that, and then I'm gonna come back with Uncle Luke's response and what I think about this whole situation. Y'all check this out.
With him, when I met him, he was on the set of the Peep Show, and I mentioned, I was interviewing him, and I mentioned, hey, look, R. Kelly is more freaky than you, and then he said, no, R. Kelly ain't more freaky than me, and he began to eat a girl on the camera. So if he wants to deny that, there's plenty footage of that as well. And at that period of time, his record label then started calling up saying, please don't show that. Please don't put that out, because he was getting ready to put an album out. And so the best person...
So, okay, that was Uncle Luke detailing his experience with Aaron Hall back in the 90s. And let me just say, it was a time. I did not partake. I was a little girl. However, I understand it was a time. You know what I'm saying? Freaknik and all of that. It was a time. Anyway, let's move on to Uncle Luke's response. So Uncle Luke heard what Gloria had to say, and his response was interesting to me. And I'm going to tell you why after I let y'all hear it. Let's take a listen to Uncle Luke's response.
I just learned what the grooming means. I don't even know what the grooming means. Grooming. Fuck is grooming? They had to explain that to me. Y'all got the right one. I don't have no problem going to court. I'm not Russell Simmons. I'm not them other people. I don't do that. I know my brand. My brand is Luke, hey, we want some pussy. Face down, up, that's what like. Me so horny. The problem is, when you know your brand and you know what you're singing about, you subject yourself to be in that kind of trap faster. So what you have to do is really not be about what those songs is talking about, because you can get yourself jammed up. I video everything. Everybody sign releases. I do shows. Ain't no underage people be doing no show with me. I fire girls. You get caught, I have chaperone for the girls, a one head dancer. It's always one head dancer. And she put everybody in check. So if you're doing, this is not a traveling whorehouse. So you gonna mess around with these other artists, you're gonna get sent home, sweetheart. Get fired.
All right, y'all just heard Uncle Luke, and let me just say this. Number one, he flat out said it didn't happen. That's one thing that nobody else is doing. Everybody's giving these roundabout answers and it's a money grab and it's this. He flat out said it didn't happen and he ready to go to court. That was a good sign to me, number one. Number two, one thing that I will give him is the fact that he said I know because I sang about the stuff that I sang about, I couldn't live that way. See, it's kind of, to me, it gives me drill rap. Like, you know how a lot of these kids in drill rap are being unalive like crazy because instead of just rapping about it like the rappers did in the 90s and early 2000s and not actually doing it, they started actually doing it to each other, and it kind of manifested into their lives in an unfortunate unaliving. I'll say this. I don't know if this is to be true or false what Uncle Luke is saying, but he has a different response from everybody else, and it's kind of refreshing a little bit. But nevertheless, he said he ready to go to court. You know what I'm saying? And he's saying that he did not live the raps and the rhymes that he spoke because he knew that him doing that would cause this. Let me also drop this nugget on y'all really quick too. Of all the years of Uncle Luke and the 2 Live Crew, if you have heard any rumors and you from Florida, please drop down in the comments and let me know. But I'll say this. Gloria didn't really go into much detail as far as what she was saying grooming, but she did drop her ID saying that, hey, she was still a kid, and I guess alleging that she was running with Luke and the 2 Live Crew at the time. But let me just say this. Luke, I personally have never heard rumors about Uncle Luke and 2 Live Crew as far as like abuse. If you have and you're from Florida, like I said, please drop down in the comments and let me know. But personally, I have not heard anything. But as it pertains to Diddy, there has been years and years of rumors about what he's done. As it pertains to Aaron Hall, there has been footage and years of rumors about the things that he's done and all these other people, but I personally have not heard anything about Uncle Luke. If you have, I'm so interested in hearing it. Please drop down in the comments and let me know. But I'll say this, like I said before, it is very refreshing to hear a man come out and flat out say it did not happen. Let's go to court. I don't have time for this because that ain't what's going on over here. So that was one of the bright sides to this whole thing. Again, I'm not saying that she's lying. I'm not saying that he's lying. This whole video is alleged, first of all. And then secondly, I'm just saying like, hey, it's good to hear somebody say, no, that didn't happen, you know, but we'll have to sit back and listen and wait and see what's to come for the future. Because at this point, girl, this is disgusting. It is draining. And Diddy, this is the beginning of the end for Diddy. I keep telling y'all, hold on, let me get him up here. I keep telling you guys over and over and over and over that this thing is bigger than Cassie. This thing is bigger than all of these people that are coming around Diddy, all of these people that are filing these suits against Diddy, all of these people that are getting sued that was even connected to Diddy. This is way bigger than Diddy. You have to understand, black people, the industry is not a place where good people reside. The industry is not a place where God-fearing people reside. The industry is not a place where God, the Most High God, reside. So everybody wants to be in this industry and everybody is looking up to these people thinking that because they have fame, they automatically have money, and thinking because they have money that they're happy. These people are not happy, and these people have to step on a lot of toes to get where they are. Every single one of them. You can enjoy the art, you can enjoy the music, you can enjoy the movies, you can even enjoy whatever it is they put out on a commercial, but you have to be able to separate real from reality. What's reality is what you see on TV and on the internet. What's real is what happens when the live ends and the TV is shut off. Y'all have to understand, this is not what it seems. These people are evil, inherently evil, and if they are not doing anything in particular themselves, they have either taken part of some things or have witnessed some things and turned a blind eye simply because of fear, retaliation, or maybe the loss of fame, fortune, and all the other things that come along with this dirty industry. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about this. I'm gonna leave y'all with Nori's door. Nori, as I leave you with the door, I want you to understand as well that to me, in my opinion, allegedly they said, I feel like you've gone through your own door, because when you made this video, Nori, it was one thing. Now you over there on Drink Champs dragging black people down like everybody else. But we gonna get there. I'm gonna do a video on you too, Nori. But y'all drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all think. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Follow me on all platforms. And I'll see y'all hoes later. Bye.
In a show, I've been there. There's a door that you could walk in. I'm not sure if it's homo or if it's Illuminati. I just didn't take that door. I went straight. There's 3 different doors, right? There's 3 different ways to walk. There's to the left, there's to the right, and then there's straight. Straight is you're on your own. Let's see if you continue this success, young man. Okay. Let's see if it's all about your skills, young man. Let's really see that. Okay. When you went straight. To the right, I'm not sure if that's the homo shit right there. And then there's to the left, I'm not sure if there's some sacrifice shit going on right there. I'm not sure because I went straight.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo doll time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.